So how soon should you look for a mentor? In today's video, we're going to talk about mentors and when you should find one, how you should find one, and what criteria you should look for when finding a mentor. Finding a mentor is going to help you to create that one-on-one relationship, and you can actually learn so much more from them than you could from anything else. So stay tuned. Let's go ahead and talk about mentors. So, how important is it to have a mentor when starting out with making money online? I'm glad you asked that question because I'm going to give you the answer. Having a mentor, having a mentor is very important. It probably wouldn't be the first step. I mean, first you have to become a student. So, whatever it is that looks like for you, whether it's going on YouTube and just doing tons of research, which is what I did when I first got started, going on internet blogs, forums, things like that, reading books, of course. You have to read books. And, it's important because reading books is always there for you. The difference between reading a book and having a mentor, reading a book is kind of like having a mentor indirectly because you are gaining the wisdom and you are learning from someone who knows about the subject that you're trying to understand. So obviously, pick up books from entrepreneurs, pick up books from people that are talking about the things that you're trying to learn in the direction that you're trying to go. So when it comes to having an online business, look for T. Harv Eker, look for Tim Ferriss, look for all those kind of art, Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk. Look for those kinds of people, and then pick up on their books because these people, they are mentors to several others. But the thing with having a mentor is that a mentor is not always readily available for you. Having one of their books that they have written is always readily available for you, and usually the most important information is right there in the book. It's just that people tend to not really pay much attention to the books, so they gloss over it and they just rather go out there and make the mistakes that they're going to make, when if they only read the books, they would, know the pitfalls before they cross them and then avoid them. So books are obviously a good way to connect to someone who knows more than you, who can help you get to where you're going to go. So that's probably going to be my first thing to recommend to you when you're first starting off, as you are a student of, developing your own business. Be a student, learn from books. Every student learns from textbooks, right? From school, they learn from textbooks. So get yourself a library of books and read one a month if you can. If you can read more than one a month, then more power to you. And don't just read them. Read them and take notes, and then read the book if you can multiple times. So if you have like 5 business books, read through them all, and then maybe take a little break and then read through them all again. Because obviously you don't retain all that information the first time around. It's going to take you, a couple more times for you to really retain the full knowledge from those books. Now, that's not what this video is about. I didn't really set this video to talk about books. I've set this video to talk about mentors. But the reason why I spent so much time in the first few minutes talking about books is because they are the indirect way of connecting to a mentor, because a mentor wrote those books. It may not be your mentor specifically, but it is someone who is highly successful and highly sought after, to the point where he or she decided, well, because everyone's trying to gain some of my knowledge, let me go ahead and write a book. And that'll be available to everyone. So that's why I spent so much time in the first part of this video talking about books. But I want to get into the real point of having a mentor and when you should get one. So like I said, when you're starting out, when you're getting your feet wet, books are going to be the most accessible way to do so, to gain that knowledge. But when you get to a point where you already have a good amount of work done, meaning you already have a routine, you're already reading books, and you're already a full-time student. you are putting thoughts to action. You are seeing some results. Oftentimes a mentor wants to see results before they can consider mentoring you, because no mentor, and I don't mean this isn't to sound mean, but most mentors won't take someone who has a clean slate, because a mentor needs to know that it is worth their time to invest in you. They could be taking that time to focus on building their own business. They're cutting out a piece of their time for you. Now, let me further emphasize this. For these highly successful people, the ones that we call mentors, the one that we're seeking, these highly successful people, they understand, and every single one of them is like this. Every single one. They understand that time is of the highest valued commodity. It is more important. Time is more important to them than even money. They use money because they understand money, but they use money to buy back their time. And that's why they are so, worthwhile, because they understand it, they know how to work it. But time is the most valued thing to them. And because they understand that, money comes and goes. Money is fluid. Money comes into your pocket and out of your pocket every single day. The goal in life is not to just hold and collect as much money as possible and never spend a dime. The money comes and goes, but the one thing that can never come back, the one thing you can never earn back, is time. You can never get time back, and therefore that's what makes it the highest value, especially to people who we would consider mentors. So with that in mind, a mentor wants to know that you have at least some sort of a track record, which is why I say that at the beginning, you shouldn't really seek a mentor. You should become a student and learn from their books. Learn from that. That is what's going to awaken you to the world of developing your own business, to becoming an entrepreneur. But when it comes to becoming a mentor, to finding a mentor, by the point that you have already made a bit of a track record to where you're reading books every so often, on a consistent basis, you're working on your business daily, you're starting to see some results. You don't have to be in the thousands to millions in order to decide, okay, I can be worthy of a mentor. It doesn't have to be that. And in fact, if you happen to be personal friends with someone who happens to be highly successful in business, that's called favor, and that's something that you won't get from every mentor. Favor is that get out of jail free card kind of thing. It's that wild card. You don't get that with everyone, but if you find favor with someone, you can get special treatment, even if you don't have a legitimate track record or anything like that. They see something in you, or they know you, they've known you growing up, whatever the case may be, and they decide, you know what, I'm going to make an exception for this person, and I'm going to take him or her under my wing. That's favor, but that's not practical. It's not something that you would see every day. So don't prepare for that, because you don't normally get it. You have to earn someone's attention to consider a mentor. So what are the steps to gaining a mentor? We already established, the time period when it's appropriate to start seeking a mentor. Now, how do you actually get one? First of all, it has to be someone that is, of course, within your related niche. So if you're doing something sports related, trying to set up a sports team, if you're trying to set up a sports related business, then obviously you want to find someone who's running a sports related business and is highly successful. He or she is one of the kings or queens, the top of the leaderboard when it comes to entrepreneurs who have a sports related business. Right? So you want to reach out to those people. You don't want to reach out to someone that is a high entrepreneur in, the pet industry. I'm just using random examples. You don't want to reach someone like that. You could, because you should understand that business is based on principles. Business is based on something that can be replicated in every type of niche. So the foundation elements they exist in every single niche. However, if you want to get the most, if you want to first of all, gain that favor, or just, be able to increase your chances of having a mentor, it should be someone within your related niche, because then, although the the foundational elements are the same for every niche, there are certain challenges that exist only for specific unique niches. So, trying to raise a sports business, there's certain challenges when trying to do that does not necessarily exist in the pet industry or something. So, it would do you a better service to, of course, line yourself up with someone who is at the place that you want to be, who has already done what you are trying to do. So finding a mentor within your related niche is preferable. It's not essential, and I'm actually coming from experience, because excuse me, one of my mentors is someone who is in the energy business. And I'm not going to reveal this person because he's a very private person. But he is someone who makes unbelievable amount of money. He's definitely Scrooge McDuck kind of wealthy. And I consider him a mentor. Now, he's in the energy business. However, I am not. I am not in the energy business. So, we differ, and there's certain things that when we talk, he can't really relate or fully understand what I'm saying, where I'm coming from. And I can't really understand or fully comprehend where he's coming from, because the challenges of developing an energy-based business are unique to that industry and is different from what I'm trying to do. So the question is, well, then why is he my mentor? Again, the foundational elements are still there. I have multiple mentors, actually. So I do have a mentor in my related niche, and you'll probably hear his name mentioned on this channel a few times. Every business that I create, not every, but the ones that are most prominent, I'm sort of underneath him in the sense that, I learn from him and I follow him and that kind of stuff. So I have a mentor like that, but then I have 2 additional mentors. So I got 3 total. There's the energy one, that's the second one. And then there's this one that I used to work with, and she is more personable. We're getting into business together. So she's investing some of her own capital in me for a business that we're both trying to create. We have monthly mentor sessions and that kind of stuff. And so that's my situation. I have 3 mentors, but I've been doing this since 2012. So, I've paid my dues, and it certainly has taken me a while. So find someone that is relevant to your niche. That is obviously going to be the most important of all. And when you approach them, understand that there may be different scenarios for this one. For one, a lot of mentors, again, the hottest commodity for them, the most cherished, the most protected, is time. So oftentimes a lot of mentors will be charging you for mentor sessions. They will charge you for it. And before you think, well, that's a ripoff, that seems unfair, I don't even make enough money to create my own business, you have to understand that a mentor is a great asset to have. However, it is not essential to, it's not necessary, I guess is the best way of saying it. I would personally say, yeah, it is necessary, but it's not necessary for you to make money. It's not necessary for you to be successful. It is a way for you to bypass pitfalls, to feel like you have someone accountable for you. So if you deal with issues of trying to remain consistent, having a mentor can help you remain accountable, and they can have that personal one-on-one touch with you. And that's something that I think is most crucial when having a mentor, is having that one-on-one relationship. However, it is not essential. It's a bonus. It's a plus. It's highly recommended, but it's not essential. For that, you could just buy their books. You could buy their books, and buying a book is like what, $10, $20 versus buying some one-on-one time with them, which could go anywhere. And I personally know people, but the rates for having a mentor can go anywhere from, a few $100s per hour to several, like $30,000 for, I don't know exactly how much. I think it's a week or something like that, It's ridiculous. It can get, and I say it with pride, like it's ridiculous. Like it could get really high up there, but obviously, the value that you get from it is incredible. And having that one-on-one connection, it's something you just obviously cannot get if you're doing it on your own. So I highly recommend getting a mentor. But again, there's also favor. You can get favor with someone who sees something special in you and knows that you can't really afford their average fee. So, I've personally never asked. But, they can say, well, you know what? I just feel like I need to give some of my time to you. And that is another thing about mentors. And let me just say this before I wrap this up. Let me just say this. A mentor is a reflection of who you want to be like. Okay? So that's who you really should look out for. You should look out for a mentor who is a reflection of who you want to be like. And the whole principle behind it is you take what you get from them and you pass it along. It's what's that phrase? There was a movie about it in the 90s. Pay it forward. Yeah, so pay it forward. Basically, the goodwill that a mentor has by giving to you, you should in turn do it to someone else. So if a mentor takes time to pour into you, you should make yourself a mentor. Eventually, you should make yourself a mentor to pour into someone else. Your mentor has more experience than you, but you're going to have more experience than someone else. So, a mentor, especially one who pours into you because they have favor with you, they may never tell you this, and they may never ask you to do this. Maybe some might, but ordinarily they may never do this. But they kind of half expect you to also show favor to someone else and to pour into someone else. In fact, I know that there's some mentors that they're challenged from their higher ups to find at least one person and mentor them for free. I know that goes on too. And so, they may choose you, they may choose someone else, but that is highly, highly exclusive. And they may choose literally only one or two people out of hundreds who they may mentor, but they'll charge them their full rate, right? They may choose one or maybe two, if that, but definitely one. And they would give that person free time, which to them is valued at several thousands of dollars an hour, a day, whatever. So when they choose someone and they give them that free time, they're half expecting you to do the same to someone else, to pay it forward, because successful people operate under a different level of what do you call it? They operate under a different level of consciousness, let's say, than the average person. For one, they know that time is the most valuable thing. We, normal people, 9-to-5ers, well, I'm not a 9-to-5er, but I'm just putting myself in that category. The 9-to-5ers, they operate in giving their time for money. To them, to the 9-to-5ers, the time is not as valuable as the money. To them, the time is not as valuable as the money. Money to them is of higher value than the time. So they're okay trading their time by working 30 to 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week on a job to get that money. That's what normal average people think. That's how they operate. The consciousness of these highly successful multimillionaire people is the reverse. For them, time is the higher value and money is the lower value. And you see how that works. They make crazy money, but they understand that for them, time is of a higher value. And on that same level, because their consciousness is different from us, not only is time of value, but also they understand that giving is of high value. When you're in the level of the 9-to-5er type, when you're trading your your time for money, oftentimes we're in the receive mode. We try to receive. It's about me. I got to get this money. I got to get this paper. Got to get this bank. Got to get this cheddar. You know what I'm saying? We're a consumer mentality. You know, I got to get the latest phone. I got to get the latest smartwatch. I got to get the latest car. I got to get this, right? So we're in the receiving level. Entrepreneurs, highly successful people, are in the giving mentality. So, you know, I used to always wonder, why is it that if someone is making so much money with something, why would they create a course teaching other people how to do that? Have you ever thought that? Have you ever felt that way? It baffles the mind, because they even say to themselves, you know, I started making my first $1 million doing this and this and this, and now I decided I'm just going to teach you guys in this course here. And you wonder why, what would cause you to want to do that? Because, you know, you're giving away your secrets, right? Well, there's got to be something hidden. There's got to be, you know, and there is something hidden. You know, the full training is within the course, and oftentimes you got to pay for the course. So they kick out the tire kickers who, you know, they just want to find whatever it is and be off. And the course is set at a price value that only a select few of serious people would be able to afford. They'll sacrifice, they'll invest to get the information from that course. But these highly successful entrepreneurs, they're givers. The normal 9-to-5ers are receivers, we're takers. The successful entrepreneurs, they're givers. I'm a giver. I love to give. And so that's why these highly successful entrepreneurs, they'll take their time, which is of a high value to them, and they will mentor other people, and they will write books. They'll write books, sharing their information, sharing their knowledge to anyone who wants to know it. They'll share books. They'll write books. They'll mentor people. They'll find one person to show favor on them, to give them value for free. And the reason why they are like this, the reason why they're givers, is because they understand that the way the universe works, the more I give, the more I get back. We're going to talk about investing in another video. But the awesome thing about investment, what I'm trying to get at here is that I'm telling you that entrepreneurs are on a totally different wavelength. They think completely different. They understand that if they give money for paid advertisements, that they'll earn more in sales. So they understand that if they give from themselves, which doesn't normally happen from average people, if they give more of themselves, they will receive way more back. They have this connection, like, you know, mentally speaking, I'm connected to the universe. If I understand that if I give freely, I know that I'm going to be taken care of. I know that it's going to come back twofold. It's even a biblical principle. So, you know, this is completely different from what average people think. And so that's why I feel that when you're at a point, you should absolutely find a mentor and make sure it's someone that's relevant to your niche. And whatever you earn from this mentor, you yourself should convert into a mentor for somebody else. And don't think, well, I'm not a good speaker, or, well, I'm not really making that much money. I'm making a few dollars here and there. Guess what? Those few dollars that you're making are likely more than what someone else is making. There's someone else that has been going at it for 2 months or so, and they haven't earned a single dime, and they're probably getting real frustrated. If you can help them based on what you yourself are learning, then you can help them reach their breakthrough, And I'm telling you, the feeling you get from helping someone, it's addicting. It is addicting. So before you wonder, well, there's got to be some ulterior motive why these highly successful millionaires are trying to help us lowly people, I'm telling you that helping people is addicting and way better of an addiction than doing drugs and marijuana and alcohol and all that stuff. It's seriously awesome. I know from experience, and I really like, that's why I'm doing this channel. So yeah, I hope you like today's lesson and find yourself a mentor, but it doesn't have to be the first step. Become a student, build yourself a track record, and then when you feel it's appropriate, go ahead and look for a mentor. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give this YouTube video a thumbs up to tell the YouTube algorithm that you really appreciate the content from this channel and you want to see more of it. Also, click that subscribe button and also the bell notification to be notified of future videos when I post them. And last but not least, click that link in the description box below if you'd like to know how I'm making money using affiliate marketing with an already set up business in the box type platform. If you click that link, you will also gain access to this business in the box platform, and I would be your mentor, helping you, guiding you to your success. So click that link and I'll be happy to help you set it all up. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. It's Jason. Much love, God bless, and as always, you know how it is. Peace!
I should make money for free. Yeah, that's how money works. Money for free. If I ain't got a boss, then it's not a legal way to make money. You gotta know that's true, right? You gotta have a boss that, okay. The only way to make money is by spending a crazy amount of time. If I'm not like slave or nothing like that, okay. But, okay, here we go. Nobody makes money from home. This COVID thing is just a fluke. We're gonna be in office again, and if you seriously want to help me, you should just give me money. That's how you show me